I'd like to introduce you to our Alumni Board members who are here tonight. First of all, we have in the back of the room, Dick Finton, if you would stand, Dick. Christina Chronister, who is here with her daughter, Isabel. And the following board members that I'm going to introduce formed the Outstanding Graduate Selection Committee. These individuals pored over a good number of nomination materials before making their selection. They are Kandee Almgren, Sherry Ward, here with her mother, Betty Cushenberry, Judy Wolgamott, and Rod Dunkin. And finally, I want to introduce to you Byron Koehn, on my left, who is sitting with his wife, Karen. Byron is a 1979 graduate of Northwestern and is the president of the Northwestern Oklahoma State University Alumni Board. And tonight, he will act as our Master of Ceremonies. Byron.
Good evening, everybody. Isn't it a great day to be a Ranger? All right. It's great. It is really great just to look out and see all the new faces and to see all the familiar faces. It's just a pleasure to be here today. I guess for right now, we're going to meet our head table. Starting at the far east end, Marvin Wiebener, class of 1968, and his wife Peggy. Claude Rodgers, the brother of, well, Claude's not here.
He wasn't able to make it.
He wasn't, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
James Rodgers, class of 75. Rick Cunningham, class of 76. And Dr. President Janet Cunningham, class of 76. And my better half, Karen, class of 1980. On the far west end, we have Chad Moore, class of 2001. Kim Moore, class of 2000. Stewart Arthurs. Wow. Class of 62. Cheryl Arthurs, class of 62. Ybarra-Kotich, class of 69. Did I pronounce that right?
You did, Kotich.
It's kind of like Kane. We answered pretty much to anything, don't we? Linda Ybarra-Kotich, class of 64. Don Allen and John Allen.
When it comes to delivering the message about Northwestern, the best messengers are our students. Good evening and thank you for joining us this evening for a celebration of Northwestern's rich heritage and traditions. And to our alumni in attendance tonight, I simply say, welcome home. Our students come to us with dreams. Our job is to make those dreams come true. Each year at Northwestern is unique. And while we remained focused on the daily task of teaching and learning, this year caused us to take a closer look at the job we are doing. Less than 3 weeks ago, we played host to a peer review team from the Higher Learning Commission of the North Central Association, our national accrediting body. This accreditation review occurs every 10 years, and the site visit was the culmination of nearly 2 years of work by our faculty and staff. The review team made several observations, but 2 of them clearly stuck in my mind. 1, we have a very dedicated faculty and staff, and 2, our students believe in the education that Northwestern provides to them. The message was wonderful to hear, but we all know it's the people of Northwestern who make this university a special place. Before the North Central visit, we also played host to a review team from the NCAA as part of our transition to Division II membership. Again, that visit went well, and we are optimistic that we will advance to the final year of the membership process this summer and achieve full active membership beginning in 2015. Again this year, our students shined brightly. We have more students actively engaged in research than ever before, and the number of students accepted into professional and graduate programs grows weekly. Our students will intern everywhere from the state capitol in Oklahoma City, maybe they can do some good down there, to the halls of the United States Senate in Washington, D.C. Our nursing students pass their national licensure exams at 100% rate, and our music and theater groups wowed audiences with a myriad of performances. I'm proud to say our university has never been stronger. While much has changed, the qualities personified by tonight's outstanding graduates remain in today's students. Many of our students are able to be at Northwestern only because of the generosity of our alumni and friends who support scholarships and other university initiatives. On behalf of them, I offer sincere thanks. As a university, we face challenges going forward. State funding for Northwestern and other public institutions in Oklahoma continues to decline, placing a great financial burden on students and families. We continue to work hard to contain costs, and I am proud to point out two important points of pride. First, U.S. News and World Report states that Northwestern offers the most affordable campus living costs in the entire nation. And two, that certainly is worth a round of applause. Number two, that 57% of our graduates leave the university with no student debt, which is also unheard of. However, moving forward, it is imperative that we invest more public funds into higher education, and I ask each of you to become vocal champions of that cause. However, today is a day of celebration. I want to offer my congratulations to our outstanding graduates and our honored classes. One of my goals as president is that through our work, we continue to make you proud alumni of Northwestern.
And at this time, I'd like to introduce Gilda Palacio. Gilda is the 2014 Student Government Vice President. A member of the class of 2014, she is the daughter of Gerardo and Hilda Palacio. Gilda will graduate this May with a major in biology and a minor in chemistry. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Gilda Palacio.
Good evening, everyone. Whenever they asked me to do this, I just kind of looked at them and I was like, you really want me to talk in front of all these people? You think that's going to be a good idea? And then I sat down and I started writing things, and then as I wrote things, I realized they didn't really sound that great. So whenever I decided to come up here today, I said, you know, whenever I talk to my family, they always tell me to speak from the heart. And today I'm sharing my experiences with my Ranger family, just with my family here as well. So I'm really appreciative for them being here today. I know my brother made a long drive to get here, like he told me earlier today. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. So I wanted to let you guys know that as a graduating member of the class of 2014, I have really enjoyed my experience here at Northwestern. It has been one of the best experiences of my life. Whenever I came to Northwestern, I didn't know I was going to college. I was like, you know, college isn't really my thing. I may not really like it, but I had some really great people come all the way from Alva. They drove to Woodward and they talked me into it. They were like, we need you to come to Northwestern. I was like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. So when I got here, I really immediately made a lot of great friends through our President's Leadership class, which was one of the greatest experiences that I had here. It gives me great pleasure and honor to be graduating with some of those members from my class. They are here today, and it's a privilege to walk that stage with them. I met them when I came here, and now we're graduating together, and it's just a wonderful experience. I wanted to thank all of you because as a member of NSA, I've had the privilege of working some of the alumni dinners like this and also the donor dinners. And I know that all of you here today have made it possible for the students of Northwestern to be here. I know that I wouldn't be here without the scholarships that you guys have provided, and I hope that as a part of the graduating class of 2014, we follow in your footsteps as people that give back to the university, because they have given so much to us, not just our faculty and staff, not just in our education, but they have been there to support us through anything that we have going on in our lives. They are a part of our lives just like a family should be. We can always count on them to be there whenever we need a helping hand or some advice or just guidance. So that's a really great opportunity that I've had here at Northwestern. And I want to leave my graduating class with, go out there and follow your dreams. You guys, we have gotten the best education and we've had the best people to follow in their footsteps. So just go out there and do it, because I know you guys have been given the tools to succeed. And I hope that we can be as great alums as all of you here today are. And with that, ride, Rangers, ride.
Thank you, Gilda. And I want to thank Gilda's parents and every other parent of a student here tonight. My wife is a teacher here at Northwestern, and we talk about it often. The students here are just incredible. They are respectful, respectable, they have energy, and they are so easy to talk with. So parents of those students, I applaud you. You have done an honorable job raising your students, and I thank you for sharing them with us. The Northwestern Oklahoma State University Outstanding Graduates for 2014 have each made a significant impact on society. And according to each of these honorees, the education received at Northwestern prepared them for their career, and the experience they gained at their alma mater continues to influence their lives. On behalf of the Northwestern Alumni Board, I am pleased to introduce our outstanding graduates 2014 to you. Originally from Alva, the outstanding graduate in the arts category received his bachelor's degree in 1968. Marvin Wiebener spent most of his career in the social work arena, working directly with delinquent youth and eventually becoming an administrator, delivering leadership and expertise for agencies and programs in the social work field. In 2002, Marvin's life changed when he was diagnosed with primary lateral sclerosis, a disorder of the central nervous system. He and his wife Peggy left their Tulsa home for a country home in Thomas, Oklahoma. But with a strong will to continue to give to the world around him, Marvin refocused his energies on writing not just one, but 2 novels on mystery and espionage. After the presentation of the award to Marvin, his wife Peggy will come up and offer comments. Let's give a warm Northwestern appreciation to Marvin Wiebener.
I have Marvin's notes. Good evening, and thank you to the selection committee. And thank you to our family and friends who are here tonight to help him celebrate. I'm here tonight to talk about him. No, I might. For him. Marvin has a condition called primary lateral sclerosis. And in times of excitement, nervousness, anxiousness, he sometimes has difficulty with his speech. And that difficulty is called dysarthria. Big name. Anyway, he asked if I would make his remarks tonight. You may have noticed, if you've had a chance to read in your programs, they're in the bio, it mentions Dr. Arthurs. Well, she played a very important role in his life. When he was a freshman, in 1962, he knew he wasn't doing very well in some of his classes. And he really wasn't surprised when Dr. Arthurs asked to meet with him in her office. And on the way over, he said to himself, I will do whatever Dr. Arthurs asks of me. However, he was expecting her to give him some remedial work so that he could catch up, or just give him a swift kick in the pants. However, what happened was she sat down with him and she said, Marvin, You are capable, but you are not mature enough for college life. And I am going to suggest that you join one of the branches of the service. Well, since he had decided that he was going to do what she asked of him, he left her office that afternoon and made a phone call to the Selective Service office here in Alba and made an appointment for the next day. And then he headed off home to tell his mom what it was that he was about to do. So here we are, 50 plus years later, and he very humbly accepts this award. He is very, very grateful to what Dr. Arthurs did to him that day. He said that has meant more to him over his lifetime than any A that he would have ever made in class. Tonight, from the bottom of his heart, he also wants to thank Dr. Cunningham and the university and the Alumni Board. And I'm the wife, and the wife always gets the last word, you know? I'm very proud of you.
Our outstanding graduate in the business professional category graduated from Northwestern with a bachelor's degree in accounting in 2001. Chad Moore is from Enid. While at Northwestern, Chad followed the advice of a professor and sought an internship with BKD LLP, a national CPA and advisory firm. This recommendation served Chad well, as he was asked to join the firm after graduation, and he continues in that employment today. In 2013, Chad became the firm's youngest partner. His work ethic and his professionalism earned him the 2013 Oklahoma Society of Certified Public Accountants Trailblazer distinction, based not only on his professional work, but also on his service in developing future young leaders. Tonight, Chad is accompanied by his wife, Kim. Please join me in welcoming Chad Moore.
He's a professional camera guy. I paid him to come along with me. What an honor. You know, this probably has to be one of the most humbling opportunities I've had. It really ranks up there with the opportunity to be voted into the partnership of the 10th largest CPA firm. Wherever you may go, you're always a ranger. Whether it be Barrow, Alaska, Puerto Rico, that's where this ranger has gone to serve clients. Remember your heritage. Remember what you received at this great university and continue to strive. There's one last thing I got to announce. Coach Lohman, can you stand up, please? There is a Thunder Watch Party tonight at Coach Lohman's house. Don't want to drive back. That was pretty short, wasn't it?
The outstanding graduate in the education category, originally from Gore, Oklahoma, graduated from Northwestern in 1975 with a Bachelor of Arts degree in political science. Jim Rodgers then went on to receive both his master's and his doctorate of arts in political science from Idaho State University. During his time at Northwestern, Jim was already teaching, serving as a political science tutor for international students. Jim has taught at Idaho State University, St. Mary's Junior College, and St. Mary's Graduate School. In 1981, he began at St. Mary's University of Minnesota, and in addition to the classroom, Jim has been active in his church, the local PTA, and the Human Rights Commission. I am pleased to introduce to you Dr. Jim Rodgers.
Well, this is a great honor. I am very pleased to receive this. and appreciate your generosity very, very much. Thank you to the Alumni Board and to the president and faculty and staff and students at Northwestern. Although I have been miles from you in geography, I have never been far away in terms of mind and spirit, and have thought of Northwestern often, and every other week or so check the website to see what's going on and all the events. I have been very fortunate to have been a student and a graduate here, and all the wonderful professors that I have had that influenced my life and steered me in an academic direction. And so I thank them especially for all the work and all the insight and all the effort that they put in. It made a great, great difference to me. I must thank my family, my mother and father and brother and sister for all the support they gave me in education over many years. My aunts and uncles, in particular one uncle whom some of you may remember or have known. He was the first Jim Rodgers. I was named after him, and he was a longtime member of the Alva community and a farmer and cattleman in Woods County. And he is the main reason that I ever came here in the first place. And I'm sure glad that I accompanied him many summers to Alva and got to know Northwestern and felt very comfortable in coming here. It was a great decision. And last but not least, I would like to thank my 3 children. They could not be here because of various work and school commitments, but Anna, Wade, and Augusta, my inspiration and my finest council of advisors, and the reason by supporting me that I was able to continue for these many years, over 3 decades now, in the teaching profession. So thank them. I thank you all very much. Thank you.
A few years after leaving Shattuck for Alva, our outstanding graduate in the humanitarian category graduated from Northwestern in 1964 with a degree in education. Before her professional career placed her in the classroom, Linda Ybarra-Kotich was active in student government and in the state chapter of the Student Education Association. Linda has dedicated much of her life to reaching and teaching the student. While her induction into the Kansas Teachers Hall of Fame in 2010 is a stellar representation for her many accomplishments, Linda knew that her impact could be as great in the classroom as in. She volunteers with her church, educates the Hispanic community about healthcare issues, and is presently serving as Educational Technical Advisor on the Kansas Hispanic and Latino American Affairs Commission. Linda is accompanied tonight by her husband of 41 years, A.J. Kotich, who was our 1996 Outstanding Graduate recipient in the Business Professional category. But he agrees with me tonight that this night belongs to Linda. It is my pleasure to give you Linda Ybarra-Kotich.
First of all, I want to thank the Northwestern Alumni Association. My husband especially want to thank you because I actually graduated in 1969, so he's going to be looking for a younger wife. Excuse me. It is really an honor to receive this award. It's a very humbling experience. Now, I also want you to know that I'm a teacher of 33 years, so when you get a captive audience like this, when you're teaching middle school students, you can bet I'm going to have my little time here. I also want to thank my family. Some of who are here tonight, my twin daughters, Annie and Victoria, my son-in-law, Matt, and I have 3 other children who were not able to be here tonight, Michael, Rachel, and Mark. You know, when I was thinking about this award, I was thinking, what does the word humanitarian mean? And the dictionary defines it as a person who works to make other people's lives better, It reminded me of a quote I once heard by Betty Williams, who was an Irish activist. To say that on a daily basis you can make a difference, well, you can. One act of kindness a day can do it. I often saw this image defined by my parents, which gets me a little emotional at times. At the age of 18, with only an 8th grade education, my father immigrated from Mexico to work for the Santa Fe Railroad in Shattuck, Oklahoma. Out of necessity, my mother was only able to receive 4th grade education as she had to work in the cotton fields in Mexico. As a first-generation Mexican-American, 3 things became apparent. This is what I learned from my parents. The value of an education, the value of hard work, and the importance of helping and giving to others, even in times of hardship. In Shattuck, our church was a mission parish, and often my parents would open up our home for the priests or nuns to have a meal. Now, my mother would fry a chicken, but I would make myself very scarce, because if you've ever seen a chicken with its head cut off, flopping around, well, you know what I'm talking about. My father was actively involved within our community. He actually helped to get a locomotive bell for our new church. I don't know if you remember when trains had bells. This is one of the examples of his willingness to lend a helping hand. No one in our community was ever turned away from our home. Excuse me. My parents both valued education, but it was not expected for Mexicans, especially a young Mexican girl, to attend college. Only by the insistence of my brother Frank was I given that opportunity, and that opportunity was to come to Northwestern. It was here that I discovered my path. Of course, it took me 5 years to get through that path. It was here that a shy girl from Shattuck was able to become actively involved in her school, join a sorority, and a school that gave her confidence. I've been able to use what I've learned from my parents, combined with the knowledge and service that I gained from attending Northwestern, as an influence in my career. Being a teacher, I realized that making a difference was something I was very passionate about. Teaching is more than a curriculum. It's taking time to do an act of kindness. It's spending time with a student or parent outside the classroom. It's helping someone learn English or to read. Now, I've struggled with diabetes for much of my life, but within that struggle, I found an important life lesson. Don't let anything stop you from achieving your goals. So we arrived where we began. A humanitarian is a person who works to make other people's lives better. And that's the role model I hope to be for my children and my grandchildren. Thank you, and go Rangers.
Originally from Bristow, Oklahoma, our Outstanding Ranger Recognition recipient graduated from Northwestern in 1962 with a Bachelor of Arts degree. As a student, Stewart Arthurs exemplified leadership on our campus. He served as president for several organizations, including Student Senate. He also excelled in sports, lettering all 4 years in football, basketball, and track. Stewart was named to the Northwestern Sports Hall of Fame in 1994. Stewart is currently the city attorney for Cushing, Oklahoma, a position he has held since 1970. He also has remained active with Northwestern, currently serving his 2nd term as a foundation trustee and having spent the last 2 years as chair of the executive committee. He remains active in the Cushing Lions Club, United Fund, and the First United Methodist Church. Stewart's wife, Cheryl, joins us tonight for this celebration. Again, join me in showing our Ranger spirit by welcoming Stewart Arthurs.
Before I start, it was announced that I graduated in '62. And then it was announced that my wife graduated in '62. She's much younger than I am.
And a lot better looking.
Feel the love, Stu, feel the love.
And I wasn't going to be able to get started till I got that out of the way. Was that okay? Such an honor to be recognized as an outstanding graduate. And I want to take this opportunity to thank the Alumni Association for this honor. I also want to thank my good friend and former outstanding graduate, Dr. Larry Nutter, who I understand nominated for this. It's just an honor to be nominated. And again, I want to acknowledge my wife Cheryl, and believe it or not, she may be the best Ranger supporter in our household. Appreciate the members of my family that are here. And I had a good turnout. Believe it or not, my brother-in-law came. H.J. Reed and his beautiful wife Gail. Thank you all for coming. And over at this table I have my daughter Dawn and her friend John Johnson, my daughter Stephanie, my daughter Jamie, and her husband Jason Ward, and the highlight of my life, my two grandsons. There's Bryce Rockwell Ward, age 6. Hold up your hand, Brycer. And Tyler James Ward, age 3. Yay! I have to tell you that before my senior year in high school, I didn't know anything about Northwestern. Then my mother, Dr. Marie Arthurs, accepted a position here to become head of the English department. And so I visited the campus, and I had an opportunity to talk to the football coach, Art Parkhurst. He said, "That's too small to play ball here." And the basketball coach, Junior Johnson. And then a fellow by the name of Tom McDaniel, who was a junior that year, escorted me around the campus and showed me the campus and the athletic facilities. I liked what I saw. But the most impressive thing to me was when we went to the gym, they had glass backboards. They didn't have glass backboards in Bristol where I came from. Well, I was offered a basketball scholarship, and I decided to attend and try out for football, basketball, and track. So glad I did. Now, prior to my coming, my mother informed me that it would be a pretty good idea for me to minor, at least minor in English. Well, she could be pretty persuasive, as Marvin has communicated to us tonight. So I did. The only reason I tell you that part of the story is, and you're not going to believe this, I made A's in English. And then I was so surprised one day when Coach Parkhurst came up to me and required me to go to a remedial English class for athletes that were having trouble passing the English proficiency examination, which was required for graduation. I said, "What?" His instructions were to me, sit in the middle of the class, And on the test, on your answers, write with big letters. I wasn't too smart, but I caught on to what I was supposed to do. I cherish the memories of my classmates, friends, and faculty that were here. And I can tell you my teammates are still like family to me. I appreciate the quality of education I got here and the opportunities that Northwestern afforded. Although the faces of the administration and the staff and the faculty have changed over the years, those elements remain constant, and they have expanded. The face of the university campus has gone a substantial overhaul since I was here and graduated in '62, and just think of the great things that are being done with the Enid and the Woodward campuses. And on the opportunities side of the house, just think of a choir. Our Northwestern choir getting to go to China to perform. And something that was new to me is the notoriety that the rodeo program has brought to Northwestern. It's something for all of us to be proud of. And in years, not too many years past, we had a national national championship in football, and players from Northwestern playing in the National Football League. And I'm personally amazed at the rise of women's intercollegiate athletics. When I was here, the women got to participate in gymnastics, and that's it, other than intramural sports. The facilities here, and certainly the sports facilities, are so much greater than the glass blackboards that so impressed me when I came as a senior in high school. The old football field, Newby Field, is gone. But I cherish the memories and the wins, the losses, the bumps, the bruises, and the breaks that will live on with me forever. And together with the new football locker rooms that we've got at the football field, we have a baseball field and stadium that's second to none. And the campus facilities are only going to get better. These and many other things could not have been accomplished without the participation of the alumni and friends of Northwestern. The Northwestern Foundation, with the alumni and friends, with the strong participation of the city of Alva, has been a major source of scholarships for the university, as you've already heard. These scholarships make Northwestern one of the most affordable universities in the country. Another thing for us all to be proud of. In that regard, by participating, we all share in this award. Returning to homecoming, participating in alumni events such as this one, serving on committees and boards, and contributing to the university are all part of being a Northwestern Ranger. I'm proud of you, and I know you are too. Thank you, and ride, Rangers, ride!
Thank you, Stewart. At this time, I'm going to ask my alumni board members that are present to please come up and join me. If you would, come back behind the table and stand with me here at the head table. Tonight, in addition to honoring our outstanding graduates, honored classes, and special guests, Northwestern Alumni Association wishes to pay tribute and gratitude to a very special lady. Lizabeth Richey, a Northwestern graduate of '96 and 2000, began with the Foundation Alumni Office in 1991. In 2004, she began her tenure as Director of Alumni Relations until November of 2013. During that time, she's touched lives and built a legacy for our Alumni Association. Lizabeth's style, grace, and friendliness drew alumni's admiration, and simply, we all love her.
My name is Kandee Almgren, and I am the alumni band representative for the Alumni Board. Lizabeth Richey has become a friend to just about everyone in this room. To those of you who have not had the honor of attaining her friendship, you are missing a very warm spot in your heart. Lizabeth is a genuine person who always makes people feel welcome and appreciated. When I talk to people to prepare for tonight, not a single person failed to mention how she made them feel important. In talking to current students at Northwestern, I heard comments like, "She's so cheerful," and "She's the perky lady who gave us donuts during the first week of classes." In talking to other alumni, I heard comments such as, "She has class." And Lizabeth has shown real dedication and commitment. She has true inner beauty. Yet we can all see that she has outer beauty as well. From my fellow Alumni Board members, I've listened to comments including that Lizabeth has led this board through many fun times. One member even said that Lizabeth is the reason why she, the member, wanted to be on the board, the Alumni Board. And we all know that sometimes it's not the best fun to be on a board of directors for anything, but Lizabeth has made a lot of us want to be on this board. All of us on the Alumni Board have appreciated all of the hard work and dedication that Lizabeth has shown for our alma mater. All of these reasons and the memories of being around and working with Lizabeth are why we are working to establish the Lizabeth Richey Character and Leadership Scholarship through the Northwestern Foundation. This scholarship will be awarded after it reaches full endowment. With your donations, we can make this scholarship embody our memories of Lizabeth Richey on the campus on into the future. We would also like to present this clock. And it says, "Lizabeth Richey, in appreciation for 22 years of dedication to NWSU. The Alumni and Alumni Board honor your loyalty and integrity. Thank you for a job well done." 2014. We hope that this clock serves as a symbol of the time you spent at Northwestern, as well as to represent our appreciation for you. Thank you, Lizabeth, for all that you have done for us and Northwestern.
Well, haven't you all just had the best day ever? Spring Reunion Day is always exceptional. It's one of the best days on campus, and it's because our alumni and friends, Northwestern's best friends, come home. I'm honored and moved, very humbled. This scholarship is just amazing. Thank you all. Thank you for the wonderful idea. When they called, and John Allen, your new director of Alumni Relations, called me a few weeks ago and extended his personal invitation for me and members of my family to come this evening. And said that I might want a remark or two. So I do. First, I would like to thank my family members that could be here. All of us couldn't be here, but my parents, Clinton and Colleen Barn, are back there. And my daughter Andrea and her husband Corey Crawford are back there. And of course my husband Larry. He always is right along with me, and I tend to tell people that he says go, and I just trot right along behind him. But I do want to thank you. It's been a blessing and an honor to serve Northwestern. You know, I just have always believed that we're all called to make somebody else's life better. And that's been the drive behind me. I've loved to serve. I have absolutely loved my position, and I know John will too. You know, if you think about it, it's pretty awesome to work at an institution where everybody thinks they have the best job. But I did, and I know Dr. Cunningham and I talk about that off and on, but I did have the best job, and it's a job that I would wish everybody could have because it's that special a position. My position allowed me to grow personally and professionally beyond my wildest dreams. It allowed me to see blessings every day. I mean, when you work in a place where people that don't know the next generations care enough about them to establish scholarships for their education, it's pretty impressive. And everybody that works here is fortunate to work here. I developed lots of lovely relationships with so many of you, and people that aren't here, people that are no longer with us. And I was blessed to know each and every one of them. I want to thank the Alumni Board. They are so energetic and so dedicated. They were daily motivation for me, and let me just say, they work so hard for all of you. You know, one of our outstanding alums mentioned the legacy of Northwestern. This is a special place because of that legacy. Now we are into generations of Rangers that continue to serve. And that, again, is something very, very special. I'd like to thank the people that preceded me, left a wonderful legacy for me to build upon. The office staff, beautiful ladies with big hearts, tremendous support every single day. Colleagues that I worked here at Northwestern, their friendship, attendance at our events, assistance when I needed it, encouragement. My parents, they always believed in me. They always encouraged me. And when they moved to Alba, not quite 2 years ago, and joined church, one of the people, you know, after you join church, people come by and shake your hand. And somebody that I have worked with said, now I know why you're like you are. So the apple never falls far from the tree. The Rowdy Rangers, I know there are some Rowdy Rangers tonight here. They made my job easy. I mean, when they make events so much fun, they attracted more people to our events, and they serve Northwestern in so many ways. They're always there. My husband Larry, I could not have accomplished nearly so much without him right there with me. Constant support, his creativity. He is a creative thinker. Just check out his Facebook page. He devoted himself to my success. In fact, he has spent the last 22 years making me look good. And, you know, that's devotion and love. I encourage your continued dedication to Northwestern. Join the Alumni Association. The board needs you to help them continue building relationships for this great institution and having fun. That's their motto. build relationships, and have fun. And I have just a little anecdote. One of our daughters, a few years back, worked here on campus, and one afternoon I went over to her office and we were discussing what a great place this is to work, and the positive spirit and all the energy that was going from border to border at Northwestern's campus. And she commented, "Mom, you're kind of the big deal." And I was so blessed. I didn't think about it that way. But tonight, I want to thank all of you for making me feel like a big deal.
Tonight, we have several past outstanding graduates with us. I'm going to ask them to stand and we'll hold our applause until the end. First, Dr. Larry Claflin, Education, 1992. A.J. Kotich, Business Professional, 1996. Karen Bishop King, Education, 2003. John Barton, Humanitarian, 2003. Jim Seeger Newby, Education, 2007. Rod Dunkin, Education, 2010. Charles Stuckey, Business Professional, 2011. Angela Case, Ranger Recognition, 2011. And her sister, Valerie Case, Ranger Recognition, 2011. Barbara K. Duncan, Humanitarian, in 2011. And Lee Haley, Education, 2012. Thank you for your continued enthusiasm for Northwestern. Today, we have paid tribute to the honored classes of 1944, 1954, 1964, and 1989. That recognition continues tonight. Honored graduates have come here today from the states of Arizona, Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, Nevada, New York, Oklahoma, and Texas. 34 honorees were given their commemorative pins in a ceremony earlier today. Unfortunately, the honorees from the class of 1944 were not able to join us, but the Ranger spirit has been enthusiastic from those in attendance today. Skeeter Bird is the Chief Executive Officer of the Northwestern Foundation and Alumni Association. Skeeter is a 1985 graduate and has led the foundation since 2005. He is the leader who provides my colleagues and me with encouragement, inspiration, enthusiasm, and the belief that we can do anything. Please help me welcome Skeeter Bird.
Thank you, John. My wife and I normally do our giving very quietly, but Raylene and I would like to pledge $1,000 to Elizabeth's scholarship at this point. Elizabeth was my right-hand gal for 8.5 years, and if I could say any more, I'm not going to lose it up here, but thank you, Elizabeth, for all your service. In a moment, I'm going to introduce the University senior staff and your foundation board of trustees. Before I do, I want to share a couple thoughts with you. Last year at this event and many events just like this, I talked to folks about the extraordinary times we find ourselves in. The oil and gas industry is crazy around here. That if you don't live here, those of you that just come back, you've probably seen that. And I talked to everyone about the importance of having an estate plan and making sure we keep this newfound wealth here locally. I encourage everyone to invest in something locally, whether it's our university, our schools, our hospitals, or our business. This message is very important to all of us. Now, I'd like to tell you that I'm very pleased because the last 2 weeks I've had 3 families come talk to me, and they've told that they've done an estate plan, and that 2 of them have left quarters of land to come to the foundation to help students in the future. That is huge. And it excites me, so I'm going to continue to preach this message because it seems to be working a little bit. Now, also, we've had some people make some immediate gifts that have really helped this university's foundation out. With just 2 months left in the fiscal year, we've received almost $3.5 million of support. This is exciting, and we are extremely grateful. In fact, if things continue as they have, we may set a new fundraising record again this year, which is huge. But there are some dollar figures that call me and I think the university to some greater action, and I hope they motivate you in the same way. I kind of wanted to get a feel of how much money has come to this area. So I checked with Alva State Bank, Community Bank, Bank Central, and Hopeton, and I asked them, I said, what were your deposits, net deposits in 2008, and what were they in 2013? $208 million gone back into those banks in the last 5 years. $208 million. That's more money than the entire state of Oklahoma spent on their roads last year. Which may not be saying that much, but... So I'm thinking, okay, if that's what's in the bank, most of it earning less than 1%, what actually came back here? Because a lot of that's probably been invested in the stock market. So my estimate is there's probably $500 million that has come back to this local community, probably within the next 50 to 100 mile radius. $500 million. And one of the bankers shared with me, he said on April 15th, we had $15 million transferred out electronically to the IRS. That's huge. The university receives just a little over $10 million every year to operate. What a difference $15 million could have done for our community. If our neighbors and friends had made just a little bit different decision. What a difference $15 million could do for Northwestern and our students. John Barton can tell the story better than I can, but if you look back at how this university started, you'll remember how several of our community leaders came together and decided they wanted a university. It wasn't the state or territorial government that made this happen. It was our local community leaders, people that pledged their own funds to make it work. But somehow, over time, and I understand why this happened, but somehow over time, we've come to expect the state to care for this university. I don't believe that scenario is going to work in the future, and I don't think it's working now. To support my position, I offer the current situation in our state capital. I offer everyone in this room, there's one thing they can do collectively, and that is to make a decision to keep the income here. Make sure your affairs are in order. Make sure you have a solid estate plan. Now, I'm not telling you not to take care of your family because I think you need to take care of them first. But please don't give them too much. I think you can screw up the kids pretty good. With $500 million, what kind of work ethic will your children and grandchildren have in this community? That's one of the things that we stand by. We talked about it already. So make some decisions and tell your neighbors to make decisions that will take care of us and take care of this community into the next 100 years. Invest in a business, your church, your hospital, your university. Make a decision to keep the money here. Make a decision not to give 40% to the federal government in your taxes or your estate plan. Do that for our kids, our grandkids, and their future livelihood in Northwest Oklahoma. Now, I believe most of us in this room are of the age to make the best decision for our community. Hopefully with age there comes wisdom, hopefully comes some financial resources, and hopefully we can make the best choice. I hope you will take this information into consideration as you make these decisions, because it will affect us. We have the opportunity to make a huge difference for the rest of our lives and our grandchildren's lives. Now, if you do make a gift to Northwestern, I want to introduce the people that are going to be stewards of that gift. Your university senior staff and your foundation board of trustees. First off, Dr. Janet Cunningham, President, and her husband Rick. I want the guys in the back to stand up. Dr. Steve Lohman, Executive Vice President, please stand. Hold your applause to the end. David Pecky, Vice President for Administration. Dr. Cunningham, would you stand, please?
Yes.
Stephen Valencia, Associate Vice President for University Relations. Is Janet here? Okay. Dr. Bo Hannaford, Dean, School of Professional Studies. Is Tara here? Where did he go? Oh, there he is. Bo, sorry. Is Tara here? Okay, sorry. Caleb Mossberg, Dean of Student Affairs and Enrollment Management. And Myra Davison, Administrative Assistant to the President's Office. Please give them a round of applause. Finally, my Board of Trustees. They're the ones that have to deal with me on a regular basis. Stewart Arthurs, his wife Cheryl, please stand. Stewart, you know what we're going to recognize him again. John Barton, his wife Margaret. Brian Fisher and his wife Mona. Brian's in the back. Byron Koehn and Karen Koehn are front table. And Alan Zadrozny. Please give them a round of applause. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'm going to get back to John. Thanks.
Before we begin the election process, we would like to pause to show our appreciation to Byron Koehn for the time, the energy, and the passion he has given the Alumni Board and the Alumni Association. Byron's term expires this year, but his imprint on the board will remain. In addition to his work with the alumni base, Byron is a member of the Rowdy Rangers, which Elizabeth spoke of earlier. The Rowdy Rangers group, in case you don't know, and I can't imagine you not knowing, is a group of community members who provide support, usually in the form of fantastic food and immeasurable Ranger spirit. They provide that to our students, faculty, staff, and community. To Karen, his wife, and also a passionate supporter of Northwestern, we thank you for sharing Byron with us for these past few years, and we look forward to the continued involvement from both of you. Byron, please accept this plaque as a symbol of our appreciation for your many years of service. Thank you.
Been a long ride. John mentioned the Rowdy Rangers, made me think back to, let me try if I can remember my days back in college. When a group of us got together and formed the EOCs, what everybody called us back then, Sigma Theta Kappa. That stood for to gather together, to be willing to accomplish. That has kind of gone through my entire life. Got into the Rowdy Rangers, it seemed like it was a Sigma Theta Kappas all over again. A bunch of guys having a really good time, doing what we wanted to though, and getting done. The Alumni Board, being on the Alumni Board, has opened my eyes and heart to another new batch of friends that I'll have, I hope, for the rest of my life. And with that said, that's about all I want to say on this. So we can get to Steve's house, which is on South Noble. The first house on the left, as you go down South Noble. Watch the thunder play. It's been great. People like the folks in the back, the administrative folks, Lizabeth, made my tenure on this board way easy, way easy. She did it all. Okay, with that being said, you want me to do this one, right? Okay, here we go. On page 10 in your program reflects the slate of nominees for the 2014-2015 academic year. Those nominated for offices are Greg Bowman, President, Troy Smith, Vice President, Kandee Almgren, Recording Secretary, and John Allen, Secretary Treasurer. Are there any nominations from the floor? Thank you. If not, the nominations stand, and I congratulate the new board for the next year.